Hey guys, I'm PK and this is my Izzet Burning Vengeance build. It has been updated for a little while. I put a good amount of time into new ideas for card slots and new numbers. So I'm going to get through the creatures real quick. I've got 4 Goblin Electromancer. It makes the deck run smoother. It gives you the opportunity to play more spells, and it makes sure when you become faster. Becomes faster. So that's definitely an upside. Snapcaster is a 2 of in this deck. I wouldn't run more than 2 because it waters down the utility. You have plenty of things that already have flashback. It's pretty self-explanatory. Gutter Snipe, he will be 3 of. I wouldn't run 4 of him because he doesn't deal with creatures other than his 2/2 body, but whatever. He's nice. He enables your win. He deals 2 damage for every spell you cast. Tall Rand deals with creatures, and the Drakes can potentially just swing in. I'm sure your opponent will have some kind of answer to stuff like that, but really your Drakes will be blocking stuff, making sure you don't get killed by creatures, and that's nice for stabilizing. Stabilizing is pretty important, and he does all the work for that. Except Burning Vengeance does a nice amount of the work. It'll burn stuff, but 2 damage to target creature player for splashing back stuff. And when you get these stacked on the board, when you have 1 or 2 or 3, you're doing pretty good. You'll flashback something and deal 6 damage or 4 damage right off the bat, and you'll flashback more stuff because of Goblin Electromancer, and that's really how the deck works. You try to get this done consistently, and there are some bad matchups, and that's why I might consider splashing another color, particularly white. I might try to do that, but that's another story. I might talk about that at the end. Maybe you can PM me about that. But we're going to move on to the instants and sorceries. Pillar of Flame, I run 4 of that. Deals with undying stuff, and it just kills stuff that you want dead. So 4 of that. Pretty self-explanatory. Faithless Looting. It is something that you are happy to have in your opening hand. Draws 2 cards, so you can get something that you probably want, and discard 2 cards that you want to use later game. For example, a Desperate Raving. It's great later game, and if you have to use it, you'll use it. But you'll have something in your hand that you really want, and you don't really want to discard that. You don't want to really take the chance, but if you have to, you have to. But when you get to the point where you have stuff on the field, it's got better card advantage. You discard 1 card, just random, but when you stop caring what you're discarding, it is a great card. Think Twice draws you a card. It draws you a card, and it enables the rest of the stuff. Really, vanilla, flashback, draw card, whatever. It works. It's great in the deck. So that's that. Searing Spear. It's like a lightning bolt, 1 more mana, but in this deck it is a lightning bolt when you have Goblin Electromancer. Works pretty good. Kills stuff. Enables the stuff for being a spell. And we have 1 Brimstone Volley. It deals with bigger stuff, possibly. You could run more Brimstone Volley if you want. I want to have more low mana stuff. 1 more mana makes a difference when you're running like a 3 Brimstone Volley or 4 of them. I'd rather have the Searing Spear, in my opinion. Devil's Play, it's an alternate win condition. You can tap a bunch of your lands to straight up kill your opponent with dealing damage to them, or you can kill a really big creature that you don't like having on the field. So that does some work. And it flashes back, so you just sink your mana into the main, or you can trash it early game if you really need to, I guess. Or use it twice. So we get down to the mana base, tried to make it consistent, and I think, in my opinion, it's gotten a lot better since the last one. We've gone up a land. There's 22 lands. Start off with 8 mountains, 3 islands, then you get your 4 Steam Vents and Sulphur Falls. They're both play sets, because I have 4 of each. But some of you guys are more casual and you can't have access to all of them, so you have to work out that on your own. But It's just pretty standard. 2 guild gates of the Izzet kind, obviously. And once you get past, they come into play tapped all the time. You'll learn that it's really a good consistency card, because I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory reasons. I'm not gonna go on about it too in depth, really, but you can PM me about anything in this deck or anything about this deck. I'll answer your questions gladly. Desolate Lighthouse is just a utility land. I run one of them. You see it a good amount of time. You see your one-ofs in your deck more than you think you would, because you draw a lot of stuff. If it ends up being in your top half of your deck, you'll probably see it. So it's just nice to tap your mana into drawing a card and discarding a card when you need to do that, because they could take away your graveyard from you, and you could be burned out a little bit. So you could clutch the game from just drawing a card that you really need, like that other tall rain that you wanted in a situation where they killed your last one. There's plenty of situations where you just want to draw a card, so perfectly fine. And that's the deck tech. Like I said, there are some bad matchups, and splashing white definitely could solve things, especially with the spoilers in Gates Crash. At the making of this video, Boros Charm isn't spoiled, and I think that thing's broken. I think that's awesome, and I want that. That card that does a white and a red, or maybe 2 reds and I don't even know, but it's a Boros card, and it's gonna do a lot of work. It's the X1 of the Boros Guild, kind of like Sphinx's Revelation for the Azorius, but that was just spoiled like today. If I can get my hands on that, that seems like it would be a good card. Maybe you'll see that in an update, maybe you won't. But this is the Izzet update, just the pure Izzet, only blue and red. So this is as much as you're going to get out of the main deck until new cards are out. In my opinion, I haven't found that many better main deck cards. There are plenty of other options, but I don't even want Izzet Charm, because I found that a lot of the other cards I chose over it. So yeah, you can PM me and you can comment down below if you want. The deck list will be right in the description. Thanks for watching. I really like that you find this. If you find this as a good resource, it makes me feel good inside, because I worked a little hard on it. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.